folks, TJ here, in the voice of Pickaxe Pete from the Odyssey 2 games. What in the tarnation is going on? In this world of Spectrum, who would have thought a new, I'm calling it Spectrum, the Spectrum computer would come out in 2024. We already own Nexts. We own lots of different computers. In fact, there's other, let me grab it here. I've got it in my back. We've got, a little bit dusty, a laptop that's a ZXSpectrum, Omni laptop. There's options out there. There are tons of ways to play video games for a Spectrum. You could buy an old Spectrum. A lot of us own old Spectrums. You could buy modern recreations like the Omni. The Next is really the next new world, a much more powerful 28 megahertz, you name it. But I woke up, was it yesterday or the day before? I've already lost track because action is happening so fast. There is a new computer called the Spectrum. And you're going, TJ, why are you holding a piece of paper with a picture? Because here on my channel, I'm a little old-timey, a little new-timey, a lot loud. I'll agree to that. There's some people that don't like my loudness. That's the way it goes. But there is the Spectrum computer. And I woke up and I go, what the hell is happening? There's a new Facebook group, and I'll put the link down below. I don't know who owns it. I was invited to go to it. I don't know who is exactly involved in this. There's a company that makes these retro vintage computers like the Mini 400, the Atari one, and all these others. And it appears the cat got out of the bag. I don't know if it was the French, because this is a French website I saw this stuff from, that let the cat out of the bag a little early. From what I gather, on Tuesday, we're supposed to hear the more specifics of it, and maybe people outside of the UK, because there's a company, I guess, is it like a department store, Smiths? S-M-Y-T-H-S, something like that, Smiths. When I see that word, I think of Montgomery Wards. Here in the United States, we had Wards, or Montgomery Wards. Your store that pretty much had everything. Is that what a Smiths is like? Anyway, they're going to be selling the Spectrum. Not Sinclair ZXSpectrum, not ZXSpectrum, not Sinclair Spectrum, but the Spectrum. And it looks just like a rubber key wonder. Some of these mini computers that you can buy, there's no keyboard. It's a little mini thing that you plug joysticks into and stuff, and they're cool. I own none of them because I like playing with the old original metal. So I've got older Spectrums, and of course I've got the newer modern ZXSpectrum Next, which is an official sponsored okayed lineage of the original Spectrum. They have all the approvals. I have no idea how these companies that make these things, are they allowed to, just after a certain amount of years, make whatever they want and change the name to the Spectrum and it's okay? Or if they got licensing still to use the word Spectrum. I don't think Spectrum is a word that anybody can technically own, but maybe, I don't know. I don't know that stuff. But anyway, there's the Spectrum. So you're looking at it and you're going, okay, there's rubber keys. Is this a keyboard really keyed? Because I like emulators. We'll talk about some of that stuff, but it's real keyboard. Per the limited info we have, this Spectrum is a Spectrum 48K up to 128K. You can connect USB device to put whatever games you like on it. Whoa, that was a squeaky voice. Mickey Mouse. You can put your own games on there, but it comes with 48 chosen games, and I'll read off those games to you that you can play. You can plug a USB dongle onto it. I love that word, dongle. And then put your own other games on it. It's got USB ports for connectivity of like joypads and joysticks. And it comes in a box that looks very Spectrum-y. So that's this picture. You've seen it, and it looks great. It says the Spectrum, personal computer. And since it's from France, it's ordinateur personnel. 48 games included, jus inclus. That must mean it includes 48 games. And it's by Retro Games. I've heard of Retro Games before. I know they make all these older computers, but I had no inkling or clue that this was about to come out. And I think most everybody watching this video probably the same, other than a few handfuls in the know, have it. So anyway, that's picture number one. Again, old school. I like print, so I printed it out instead of having sometimes I'll have a monitor up and I'll show pictures and stuff, but let's look at the back. So the back of this looks like this. It looks like there's three... Oh, I'm holding up my middle finger. I just flipped you off. 3 USB ports. What's this one? They're labeled. No, that looks like another USB. So those first 4 are like USB ports. And then this one's an HDMI, and I think it says the word TV on it. Then there's a 5-volt DC. I guess these systems don't come with an AC adapter, so they plug into your typical USB dongle power supply thing. So you got to provide your own, I'm guessing, power supply to power this thing. I don't know if this even comes with a cable yet, because I haven't found technically what every single thing. There is a power button and a power light. That's new for Spectrum. It's built in a power. I wonder if it actually turns it on and off. But power button. And then over here, there's some home button, a home button. Maybe that takes you back to a de facto menu that brings up the 48K or 48 games. And then you could also somehow toggle with a key, because this is really rubber keyed, supposedly. It's not a mini. They call it the Maxi. I guess this company makes mini computers in Maxi. I don't like using the word Maxi because I think of... I don't want to go there, but like, for example, if Apple made an iPad, would you want to call it MaxiPad? That's not probably a smart name to use. Bloody well not want to use. I went there. Okay, so anyway, that's what the back of it looks like. Supposedly it's a real rubber keyed thing. And then there's also another picture that I printed out. Not only does it come with the computer and a box, there is a printed manual for it. So in every way, shape, and form, it's like buying a computer of the 80s, because it comes with a freaking manual. It's not scan your barcode. It's not go to the website and print out your manual. It comes with a freaking manual. Now, I don't know the intensity of the manual. Is it really in depth? Does it talk about how to program BASIC? I have no idea, but it's interesting. Here's a list of games I printed out. We'll read them off in a second, but before we go there, so there is a Facebook group up. I post the link down below. It's up to 800 and some odd characters, I'll call them people like you, in the group, very quickly growing, and people are posting all sorts of things. Some excited, some like, what? I got stuff on my fingers. Like, who is this for? Kind of thing. Some of them don't like it. It's a mixture of things. And my thought is, let's chat about that, because you could go out and buy a used Speccy. There was millions of them made. But you got to remember, these things are 40 some odd years old. Take your body. A lot of you watching this are probably 40, 50s, and 60s. How's your body doing at this age? I know some of you are probably healthily fit and all that stuff, but majority of us are getting older, where our bodies hurt, things are falling off, falling apart. That happens to your computer too. So that 40-year-old computer, most people aren't going to be repairing things. I know some of us will venture into opening up an old computer, learning how to repair, or find out from a YouTube video, because we're all professionals now. We can watch a YouTube video and know how to repair your car, learn how to repair it, or send it off to somebody to get refurbished. Those are options. That's a little bit less of a group of people. There's many more people that will just want to buy a modern recreation of it that looks the part, that plays the part, and that doesn't fall apart on day one. Sure, new things can fall apart, but the odds are they won't right away. Some of them may. But you could buy a brand new one or buy an older one that's got capacitors about to be shot, you name it. It's old electronics. They will not last forever. They're going to need to be serviced. So, number one, who's it for? People that don't want to deal with that crap. I purchased a lot of old Speccies. My Speccy Plus stopped working. It was one that was actually purchased on eBay, refurbished with a new keyboard membrane. Guess what? After maybe a day or two of using it, some keys I pressed don't work. There you go. My Speccy toast rack, my favorite for a while, Speccy. Well, guess what? Live on video while I was playing a video game, the keyboard stopped working. There you go. Another one. What else do we have? I've got a Speccy Plus 2. It boots and runs the last time I ran it, but guess what? The cassette recorder stopped working. When you buy old stuff, you're going to have these problems. So a lot of people don't want to deal with that. So that's probably the biggest group right there. People that want to buy a modern recreation for a fair price and not deal with old vintage things that don't connect up to HDMI. You got to connect to an older RF lead or coax and all these other things or special adapters. A lot of people don't want to deal with that. So that's number one group of people. Who's it for? Well, it's for those. Another group, brand new people that have been reading about the Next, didn't want to spend $400 and some odd dollars on the Next, but are intrigued enough to go, you know what, for 99 euros or 89 GPD pounds or whatever, or 129 USD, I think those are the prices that they're supposed to be at, are willing to take that chance and learn about it, because you can play 48 games built in, see if you like it. You got the rubber key flesh, supposedly, feel of it. You can connect it up to a modern HDMI display. You can connect a modern USB joystick to it. And they want to experience it for the first time. And maybe, just maybe, when they do that, they go, holy crap, I love it. I want to buy a Speccy Next when Kickstarter 3 comes out. That is a new group of people that may be attracted right there. So another group of people that may be wanting to buy one. Is there any other groups? I'm sure there are, but those are two that pop out into my head. Or just ease of connectivity. I could take this one, take it out to my living room, connect it up to my HDMI TV, and play video games on a Friday night. I don't have to jostle power supply cables, all these other things that are unique to my Speccy, to take it out there and try to connect it up with a little doohickey so I can go to RF or coax or HDMI. You got less baggage. You take one thing with a power source. You need to have that USB power source and connect it to a modern TV and play video games. Very cool. Now, are there some people that are probably saying they don't like it? Sure. Those are probably the ones, well, you can go out and buy an Omni, for example. Those Omnis are wonderful, but they're in limited supply. It took months and months, and some people a year to get an Omni laptop, because it's typically a one or two man show, unique product, not mass produced, where this thing appears to be, it's going to be more mass produced. So there's a flavor for everybody. It may not be your cup of tea, but it's going to be somebody else's cup of tea. And ultimately, if it gets somebody excited that may have not owned one, I guess another group are Speccy owners from the 1980s that see all these Omnis, see all these Nexts, didn't want to quite venture to spending as much or tinkering as much, but they go, you know, I had a Speccy when I was younger. In the United States, you wouldn't hear that too often. But if you're in the UK or other place that maybe the 5 million they sold was a popular computer, you go, you know what? This is gonna be fun. I can connect it to a new TV. Let's do that and buy it for Christmas, for example. So you got those people too. I think there's going to be probably very limited few that will not appreciate what this is about. Remember, this is not replacing a Next. I've seen a comment saying, oh, the Speccy Next, here's the Next killer. The Next is its own world. It is built from the ground up to go past what these things are. It's a Speccy Next that plays the old and the new, and with it being FPGA, you can also do some other fun things with it. I have no idea if this is an FPGA. None of that information is out. I'm guessing it is. We will soon find out, hopefully Tuesday. The games that come with it, there's a lot of them. Let's rip them off. Alien Girl Skirmish Edition. I've never heard of that. Ant Attack I have. Army Moves off Wheatiston Monty. Avalon Bobby Bearing. Cosmic Payback. DevWill 2 ZX. Exelon. Fairlight Firelord Football Manager 2. Freddy Hardest. The Great Escape. Head Over Heels. Highway Encounter. The Hobbit. Horace Goes Skiing. Jack the Nipper, not in 3D. The Lords of Midnight, Manic Miner, Match Day 2, Movie, Nodes of Yesod. I just played that game for the first time. Penetrator, Fantas Game Over 2, Phoenix with a P, Pyrrhus, Quasatron, Robin of the Hood, Sepulture Remastered, Shovel Adventure, School Days, Snake Escape, Spellbound, Starquake, Star Strike 2, El Stampo. You know, where's Jet Set fucking Willie? It would pass the J's. I'm amazed. There's no maybe Sir Clive had his hands in this and he goes, I don't want to be fucking Jet Set fucking Willie. But there's Manic Miner. Okay. Why wouldn't they put the other one on there? That seems like a little bit of a loss, but okay. Stonkers, El Stampo, Target Renegade, TCQ, Technician Ted, the Mega Mix, Tenebra, Trashman, The Way of the Exploding Fish, Wheelie, and Where Time Stood Still. I've seen some other notes of people saying, oh, why did they put this game on there? Well, kind of like what I just said. Why wouldn't they put Jet Set Willie, but Manic Miner, not the two of them? I'm sure they have a list of who they could choose from. They wanted to give a general broad mix, and there's probably licensing to some of these things. Then they may have just said, I don't want to license it. But there's a USB, supposedly. There's lots of ports that you can plug a USB port in with. And so from what I gather, it can read lots of different formats, like the .tap, the .sna, all these other common ones that you can plug a USB dongle into and play. So it's very much going to be a maxi version. I hate that word. Bloody well, hell, I don't like that word. Anyway, Spectrum. The Spectrum. Again, I don't know. I mean, did they have to get rights to be able to do this? I have no idea. Who owns it? Who doesn't? Can they say, maybe that's why they called it The Spectrum. Needless to say, it's happening. It appears to be happening. We'll know more sometime, supposedly next week. I heard the word Tuesday thrown out. I'm looking with bated breath. Am I going to buy one? Some people have already asked me that. A number of videos ago, I said, I've got to stop buying stuff. Simply because we're in a money crunch here at our household. But this is very enticing. Will I buy one? I am on the fence. Let's see what the information comes back. What type of joypads, joysticks you can connect to it. What's inside of it. I'd love to know more. There's a good chance I'll buy one. But maybe I'll just say, honey dear, for Christmas, this is what I want, and have her order it. I'm in the USA, so I can't order from the Smith's place. I guess it's UK only, or Europe only. So I can't order one today anyway. So I've got a little time. But supposedly this may go on Amazon, like all the other ones this company sells. I probably will get one. But I haven't purchased the Mini 400 or any of these other options. So maybe I won't. I don't know. I own two Speccy Nexts. Technically, I'm in the butter zone, in my opinion. That is the best Spectrum to own because it does the old. There's an oddball thing here and there that it may not do, or it does, but you got to know to go in and change something to make it work right, like sound. I've had a number of times I'll play a game and someone will say, I don't think the sound's right, or I don't think the colors are right. And that's because I'm on HDMI, maybe there's a color thing. There could be those, and there could be that with this. I have no idea. We will soon see, but I own two Speccy Nexts. I own a toast rack. Needs a keyboard fix. I purchased a keyboard for it. I haven't done it yet. I've got a Plus, and I've got a secret thing coming Monday. And it's going to be the first one I've ever owned. And I'm going to be doing an unboxing video and a thank you video to somebody that's sending me a gift that's in the world of Sinclair that I'm blown away by, and I can't wait to show it off. So I'll have another one to play with. But again, will I buy this? We will see. But I think it's a great opportunity for people that used to own one, haven't owned one of these in the mix, can buy one now for Christmas, or just want to have another one handy so they can take it to the living room and have less baggage, and they can connect and play on their projector or big screen TV. This is exciting. I'm excited. So anyway, I may get one. I don't know, but we shall see. What do you think? Post down below what your thoughts are on it. Whether you don't like it, you like it, you think it's cool, whatever it is. Everybody has their opinions, which are all valid. Some of them more so than other ones less so. But who's to say? Everybody has their own opinions, right? So anyway, thanks for watching the video. This is Sunday. I'm going to edit this video and pump it out there. There's already been a number of videos on the YouTubes. But I'm a little different of a YouTuber. I don't need to be the first. I don't need to be the fifth. I do it on my own time. I'm a little bit old school. I print out stuff still and I show it. I don't have the picture-in-picture-in-picture. It's me inviting you over to my home, showing the camera over my shoulder as we play video games. I'm a little bit different. It may not come in as good. It may be loud, but it is what it is, and I'm happy to be here and show my excitement for things. So anyway, thanks for watching the video. Happy Sunday. Bye.